Hi guys, welcome to the Glasshammer weekly roundup. Open the Vaults, which is a great name, I think. Joining me this week is Ad, the Thunder from Down Under the
Hello.
M25. Say hi, mate.
Hello.
If everyone can just let us know sound levels and everything. I mean, I think it's set up all right. I mean, all my little green bars and everything are flashing. So, but yeah, let us know that you can hear Ad. We've got a few things just to run through today. We've got a list. We're going to try and get through it fairly quickly. We don't want to keep you here all night. I know you've got to go out and start partying.
Yeah, get drunk. Friday night. Here we go.
Yeah, it's Friday night. You got a beer, Ad?
I have a cider, mate.
Oh, I'm joining you.
Good man.
Right then. Okay, so
Hey, Neil.
first thing that I'd like to cover every week is what have you done hobby-wise this week, Ad? What's excited you this week?
Mate, so I've had the biggest level of excitement in the hobby for a little while, and I got inspired by someone who's an absolutely incredible painter. His name is Matthew Kane. He used to paint for Forge World. He used to work for them, and he's been working on some Custodians, and they are the most beautiful Custodes army I have ever seen. I'm trying to convince him to paint some bikes just to push me over the edge, because he's done some guys on foot, and they're phenomenal.
Ah,
but,
awesome.
You know, like the Custodes army that we all kind of know that does work right now, that they're all on bikes pretty much. And
Yeah.
So if I see him paint some bikes, I could be very tempted to like push it over the edge.
Ah, nice. Have you got any pictures of them that you could put in the chat or anything like
I
that?
have one ready. Yeah. Let's copy that in, post it up for you guys. There you
Neil,
go.
you've not jumped on the Ork bandwagon, have you?
So
You're not one of those.
What's inspiring me, which is a little bit different. It's not something that's like uber competitive. I think Custodes is kind of a mid-tier, maybe slightly upper-tier army, like a B-class army. Like they do really well into hordes. They've got some good matchups going for them, but like with knights being so predominant in the meta, it's a very difficult game. And even against like Eldar and Dark Eldar, they're the big boys at the minute. They don't do amazing.
Yeah. This is the normal Custode army we're on about now, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the thing is with the Custodes is the Ork tractor cannons. I think now, although I don't think they're that amazing, I do think that a lot of lists are going to include a fair few of them to start with, and
I don't doubt.
that just hurts Custodes even more. Those tractor cannons just.
I would like to be automatically hit and take D6.
Yeah. Oh, they'll.
D6 picking the highest.
That's exactly it. Yeah. They'll just rinse them. Yeah.
I'm super quiet, Dan.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right. Okay. I can have a play with the levels in a moment. Right. Yes. I'm sorry. I finally got the things up on there. Right. Okay. So that was it. Have you played any games this week, Ad?
I haven't played any games, mate. I've been doing a lot of theory crafting with some friends in the area. I've not managed to get some models on the table yet. I'm playing on Sunday though. I'm playing Peter Melton on Sunday.
Oh, awesome. I've had a couple of games this week, and against Orks, just to try and get my head around them. But I've given up on Necrons. The dream is dead with them. They've gone back in the box. I'm afraid they are terrible, really terrible. But no, I've actually been using, because I've had an inkling for a while that 3 Gallants could make a comeback. Before what really ruled Gallants out was the fact that Alpha Legion and Eldar Rangers, all this kind of thing, could just deploy 9 inches away from them, in front of them, and then if they went first, they just move forward, and because you can't walk over them, so you just trap a Gallant in really and make it not do anything. But since the FAQ, when they stopped all that deploy 9 inches away, and all they do is they get a 9-inch move now, they're not that easy to trap in. Like Scouts and Nurglings really are the only things that are going to do that. So that means that you're going to have 3 Gallants just push right into the middle of the board. And I think that's great. Like, board control is what the game is about. You want those objectives in the middle of the table. So if they can't block those gallants, they're stood in the middle of the table. And they're
roughly about 1,000 points. What else is your flavour?
It's 1,054 points. So what I used, I tell you my list, right? I was quite happy with it. So it was 3 gallants, and then it was a Space Marine elite detachment with 2 units of 5 aggressors and a banner and Shrike. The banner of the ancients, so that when they die they shoot on a 3+. And then I had a battalion with a Raven Guard lieutenant, a White Scar captain on a bike with dual what are they called, lightning claws, and 3 units of Black Templar scouts just to go up and start denying. And I did check in the codex actually if you could take that, and it looks as though you can. I've absolutely no idea how he's holding on, but you know, he's actually pretty good. You know, that White Scar guy on the bike, because he can use that strat to advance and charge.
Yeah.
And he auto advances 6, so he's just going around 20 inches, just assaulting stuff, tying it up. I mean, he's hitting on 2. He's got 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, and he's rerolling all of his wounds. So hey, he does damage, man. He does damage. He's really good.
Fair play to him,
Yeah, I really like him. So it was just, you know, a bit of it. I've got the aggressors in there for the anti-horde.
Like 15 command points. That's enough.
It is.
To power up the knights to, get.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I knew I needed the command points to get the relics and the warlord traits on the knights to make them survivable.
For which house did you go? Imperial? Did you go Mechanicum?
You go Mechanicum just for the the strat to make them actors on the top level. That's all the reasons you need to make them Mechanicum.
Were you tempted by the idea of outflanking a knight?
Not a gallant, no, because I can't roll a 9-inch charge to save my life. So
if you take like Landstrider, it's no longer a 9-inch charge.
True.
There's different ways of looking at it. Like with Landstrider being Terran, like you get the extra D6, you get the extra charge range. But just I wonder if you've actually thought about that aspect.
No, I just don't like the idea of outflanking a combat knight. Definitely not. So I just went with the Crast, so you get the reroll hits. 15 attacks, rerolling hits, hitting on 2s is tasty. It's tasty, mate. Yeah. So I've been playing around with that list really. I mean, I think the 3 gallants is a great base, and then I think I was talking to Steve about switching them out for some Death Watch, switching the Marines out for some Death Watch.
He loves his Death Watch though, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He's a big Death Watch fanboy.
But with a Watchmaster and some aggressors, you can get them across the table as well, really fast.
Yeah, well, in Death Watch you can deep strike them, can't you? You can deep strike the aggressors, which is really nice. You don't get the banner to shoot on a 3+, but it probably is a better option. I mean, I'll miss my Black Templar Scouts.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're really, really. Don't ever take Scouts unless they're Black Templars. Just find a mixed detachment that you can put them in, because they don't need any other buffs. They're there just to get in the way anyway. So.
Like you're really excited about knights, and then I'm not knights.
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, 3 gallants. Try. Anyway, right. So yeah, that's covered that. That's pretty good. The next thing on the list is the raffle tickets. The Glasshammer monthly raffle draw is up. We've sold a few tickets so far. If you haven't heard of it so far, this is the 5th or 6th one we've done now. It's £2 a ticket. There are 50 tickets overall. You can buy as many tickets as you want. We draw a number randomly. It will be on this weekly show from now, us drawing the number. You win a £100 RRP voucher for any Games Work product you want. We've had loads of really happy winners in the past. We always put the pictures on of the people who've won their stuff and what they've had. I think the last person who won it was Max Barton. He ordered some Age of Sigmar stuff, which was surprising actually. I thought he was making a 40k comeback, but he seems to have slinked away again.
He has disappeared a little bit again, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Bless him.
He's a lovely guy though. It'd be great to see you back, Max, if you're watching.
Yeah, come back,
You're not
Max.
allowed to win again, mate. You can, but
Yeah, please don't. Right, okay. Yes, I forgot, Ad, that you were a little quiet. So, guys, I know this doesn't look very good. Just give me a minute. I'm just gonna see if I can have a play with adds audio. There you go. Add as right. Talk again. Give us a test, Ad.
Hey Chew. Hey Alex. Hey Ramsey. How you all doing?
Those green bars look a lot better.
Yeah, they're looking far healthier. Just saying, you're repressing me right now.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know, Chew, if that's any better. Right. Okay. Cool. So next thing to cover is this week's pre-orders. Just a little plug here. You'll get this every week. That you can buy all your Games Work stuff from Glasshammer Gaming. The online store is there for you at 20% off. Please get on there. The pre-orders go up every Saturday at 6 o'clock in the morning, just in case you've got to get out of the house and take the kids to football practice or whatever it is you spend your weekends doing. So it's there nice and early for you to log on, put your pre-orders on there and make sure, and it will get delivered to you for the release date.
And there's so much freaking cool stuff out this week.
There is. There's
have you seen Blackstone Fortress?
Yeah.
Well, spoilers.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal, mate.
I mean, have you seen many of the rules, the 40k rules that have come out with them?
I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't. I got mega excited by the models.
Yeah, the models look really cool. But I mean, the rules that have been leaked so far, they aren't amazing. I am going to say, but it only takes one or two of these characters to have some, to either be really cheap in points, so you can make some nice soup battalions or whatever, or to have some of these little rules.
Well, aren't there 2 Chaos Psychers in the list? Like in the actual box set, there's like 2 dudes floating with big brains.
Oh, I haven't seen those. Have
you not seen that?
There are
there,
44 new models in the box set, so there's a lot there to. What are they? 2 floating brains? Did you say?
No, it's 2 floating like Chaos Cultists who are like chained down to the earth, and they're carrying like staffs and doing like that Jedi mind trick hand pose sort of thing. So they look really cool, and I think they're going to be Psychers, but that's something that Forge World had dibs on before. It was in that other book. I can't remember its name, the Forge World book.
Yeah,
but everyone at the start of 8th edition was like, "Yo, you gotta run these guys. They're amazing."
I can't remember what he was called. What was that Forge World guy called? That everyone was taking like 20 of them.
I'm sure so guys in chat will be able to tell us. Like they'll tell us in a bit.
Yeah.
But they were awesome. Like they have some really good spells. They could all smite. Like with smite becoming harder to cast, maybe they're not gonna be as good. Do you know what I mean? Like casting a 5/6/7. 5/6/7 is not too bad if you had Thousand Suns with that as well, or But it gives an extra psyker who, if he's cheap and if he's a HQ, suddenly you got a viable detachment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the first thing that came to my mind was cheap HQs that are letting these little soup battalions run around.
Especially if they share like a keyword as well. So if they're Heretic Astartes like Cultists currently are.
Yeah, I can only imagine, being as it's a little side release, and they're going to want people to put them in their armies. They're going to have quite open keywords, I think.
Yeah.
So that could be really good. I mean, I'm not a Chaos fan.
No.
I've always been quite strictly loyalist, but those 2 Chaos Marines that they released, I don't know if you've seen them in the black and gold armour.
I have, yes.
They look
There's
really
been a few
cool.
memes about them, haven't there?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
How with the baddies? I like that one.
Yeah, that's it.
But I really like the look of that. That's probably the first Chaos model that's actually really caught my eye. So.
See the Chaos Lord, who's like slowly walking forwards, that big Thunderhammer. I think he looks awesome as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
But do Chaos have access to Thunderhammers at the moment?
I'm sure they do, because the Wartsmith has a Thunderhammer, doesn't he? One of the models.
Does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't recall seeing a Chaos guy with a Thunderhammer before.
Dude, I can't remember last time I saw a Chaos Lord like kitted out. Do you know what I mean? It's always Demon Princes or Psychers.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. All right. Okay. So that's Blackstone Fortress goes up. It's for pre-order at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Jump on there and grab it. I believe from Glasshammer it's like $75.99, and there are like 44 new models in that box. So
all with rules as well to use in normal 40k.
Yeah. And do you know the actual game itself? You can play on your own. I was shocked by that. I never realised that was a thing. You can
They
sit and
did
play
a video
a board
of how to
game
play, didn't they?
on
Yeah.
your own. I just think that's bizarre. I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
But
I would give it a go. Why not?
Yeah, I think
Take
I
a
definitely
box.
will, mate. I will.
Yeah.
But also, that's actually getting released tomorrow. It's been up for pre-order this week. It's actually getting released. Oh, these, and I think these are great. The yeah, look at that. Wow. Space Marine heroes. So these are the ones that everyone's seen in Japan.
The ones over from Asia.
Yeah. So
they've been very, very limited. Before you had to pay like silly amounts of money, and it wasn't always guaranteed shipping, and it was really hard to get hold of these models. And they're in such cool, dynamic poses. If I'm not wrong, they are Ultramarines, aren't they? A couple of them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and it actually shows you on the box like the chances of you getting these specific really cool looking guys, and obviously the cooler looking they are, the rarer
they will be.
And there's even one that's like shadowed out, and you've got like a 1 in 36 chance of getting him.
That's cool, man.
So,
I love that. Just collector's stuff. I love it.
Yeah, it is. I love the idea of it. Is you just buy a box, and it takes me back to Pokemon cards and stuff like that, where you just buy a pack.
It's like a booster, yeah. You
get
know
something random in it. Yeah, it's really cool.
And then you have this really cool thing that's going to go out of production again, and then you could brag to all your mates like, "Yeah, I got the whole set."
Yeah,
Kind of
exactly.
like Chew with his entire armies that he makes, of like really old ghetto models that companies used to do.
Yeah, I think if you were to get a set of these, I think there's 9 in the set. If you were to get a whole set together, I reckon that'd be worth a fortune.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah.
Chew, we're looking at.
As you can see, there's one missing from that pack there, and there's probably some avid Space Marine collector made off with one. But
that's probably what.
I don't know who it would have been, but he wasn't very lucky. Put it that way. He didn't get the 1 in 36 guy. He got the
he got that guy with a bolt
guy.
gun. That's what he got.
If that's not a reason to order some, because I've already taken one of the really common ones out of that box, so there's another reason.
Better chances, guys.
There's another reason to go and buy one. Cool. Right then. So that's pre-orders. Next thing to remind everyone is that St George's Champion is returning for 2019. The tickets are now available on the Glasshammer
I've just
web store
posted
again.
up the event in the chat as well.
That looks slick. I don't like it. It's on the 27th and the 28th of April. It's not St George's weekend, because St George's weekend's on a bank holiday, and we thought that everyone would be going away with their families and all that kind of stuff. So it's the weekend after, 27th and 28th. The venue is awesome. I went to look at it again the other day, and
can we declare the venue?
It's the Wolverhampton University Telford campus.
Oh, of course, because you guys spoke about it last week, didn't you?
Yes,
I remember on stream now, yeah.
But no, it's a wicked venue. There's
all the pillars on the plans as well. You've been checked out, right?
Well, I've actually been to have a look at the venue. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how rare that is for a TO to do that. But I've been there. I've measured it all up. It's great. We've got acres of room. It's going to be really good. Like I said, it's really nice. It's a new place. The cafe and everything is in the same room.
So I don't have to go too far for my beer.
No, it's all right there for you. Like I said, the rooms are huge. There's accommodation on site,
right.
So you can just kind of stumble out the hall and into bed. There's a
nice.
really nice pub, literally just within walking distance down the road.
Right.
That serves all this really cool beer and everything. So
I like my food. Am I going to be able to hit somewhere up pretty close?
Oh yeah. It's right next to the town centre.
So I can get me something greasy, like a kebab after as well, right?
Oh mate, yeah. Loads of it. It's right next to the town centre. There's everything there. There's Nando's. There's a Nando's.
Nando's. Oh, sold, mate. I'll be there.
It's very accessible, which is always very important when I'm looking for a venue. Like I said, tickets are available now, guys. Jump on the website, grab those. They will be selling quite quickly. We haven't released the rules pack as of yet, because it's going to be an ITC event. We just thought we'd try something a little different.
Yeah,
but we don't just want to kind of throw some ITC missions at you and hope for the best. We're trying out the ITC missions and making sure that they work well, and and that you guys are going to have a good event. So just bear with us on that rules pack. We're just ironing out everything, and then we'll post it up for you guys to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so next thing. I don't know if you've seen Alex's post.
I have. I read that.
So many comments on it. It's it's exploded a bit tonight. But if you haven't, it's posted on the Glasshammer Facebook page and on the website on the blog section.
Trust Alex to be the one talking about whether or not he's given or taken.
Oh, Alex is definitely a taker, mate.
He's definitely a taker.
I don't think there's any doubt in that. He's an inside spoon, definitely. but yeah, he's posted up a post, and he's talking about takebacks, and this is something actually that we discuss a lot between the team. We have quite different opinions within the team about this.
So we should use one of the scenarios that he's talking about, just so that we can get this clear for everyone as well, of what we're talking about when we say give or take, because he did use a really good example, didn't he? Yeah. So in Alex's example on his post that he's written up for us very nicely, well done Alex, he said that he's an Eldar player versus a Imperial Knight player, let's say, for this. The Eldar player cast 3 powers, but at this point he didn't remember to cast Doom onto a Knight, which is obviously a pretty big deal. You get to a bunch of rerolls, stuff like that. It's always very nice. And then it gets to the shooting phase, he does a bunch of other stuff, and then it comes to the Dark Reapers. They're about to shoot, he rolls his wound roll, sorry, they are shooting, he rolls his hits, he rolls his wounds, and then goes, oh no, I forgot to cast Doom.
Yeah.
And it's the same guy that he's jinxed as well with one of his powers that he did cast. And he's like, do you mind if I go back and cast that now? And Alex spoke about how there's different scenarios. So there's a version of the player that says, yeah, sure, do whatever the hell you like. There's a version of the player that's like, no, screw you, buddy. And then there's kind of middle ground in between. And what turns you into a good guy, what turns you into a bad guy, and what happens if your opponent does it to you afterwards. So if you give him something and then he doesn't give you something later, it's little things like that, yeah.
Okay, so what's your opinion on it? Give us I don't want to spend too long on it, but just give us your opinion on it, Ad. What would you do?
I'm a very flexible player. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. So if someone moves something, then wants to move back and move something like somewhere else, yeah, you're fine. You're still in the movement phase. You're still in that area. Do you know what I mean? And as long as you measure out your intentions, I'm quite happy to take you at your word for it, because it is a game of little toy soldiers. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to kick off at my opponent and then be like, he said it was 9-inch charge. It's actually a 10-inch charge because he didn't move it far enough. Yeah. Like, everyone makes mistakes. These things do happen. And I know what he was trying to do. He was able to do it, so I will let him do it. I was like, well, you did measure 9. It's cool. I know that you could move that far. We'll go for that. So long as there isn't any obvious intent of, well, maybe he shot at you had to shoot them and charge them to make it, but actually his shooting went really well.
Yeah.
But so I think as long as you're in the same phase, for the most part, I'm quite happy to be like, yeah, sure, man, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But if you've moved on like that in that specific example, I would say no, man.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There is a time when you do have to say no. You know, there's always that, and if you give everyone anything, you're effectively letting someone cheat. Which if you let someone do that, they're going to feel they can carry on doing that with other people, and it's not good for the game. So you do have to. You have to put your foot down. I will say drawing the line
does have to be done as well.
Yeah.
Like if he does it once, you know what, it's fine. Twice, alright, man, but I'll give you a little warning or a little heads up. Don't do that again, dude. Like, come on, we spoke about it now.
Yeah.
You measured it. Make sure you do it. Third time, that's probably when I do say, that's probably it, mate.
Yeah. So I'll tell you where I draw my line in the sand very quickly.
Where's your line? Very quickly. All right.
So. What I always feel with takebacks, I will allow anyone to take back anything. You could be. Yeah. You know what? You could be in that example with the whole Doom power. You could be in the assault phase, right? And you're charging someone in. Say he's not shot them, obviously, and he goes in and he's like, "Oh, you know what? I was supposed to put Doom on them, and specifically for this charge, and I forgot about it." because and I would allow him to do that because it's an obvious thing to do. Nothing would have changed. You know what I mean? If the thing that I get is, say, I think the other example he used is if you move something somewhere and you know, and then you start shooting, and then he kills something a little quicker than he would have, and then he goes, oh, actually, you know what? I think I should have moved this guy over here. Do you mind if I do that? Yeah. So as soon as you've done something that could, you know, as soon as it could have influenced your decision in any way, as soon as something happens that could have influenced it, that's when I'm like, well, no, because you know, you might have. You didn't know how quick you were going to kill that unit. You wouldn't have got that
lucky or that unlucky or
Exactly, yeah. So as soon as anything happens that could have influenced whether he would have made that decision happens or not, I'd say no. But you know, if it's an obvious choice, you know, if you've got Doom and you have a spare psychic power to cast, you're going to cast it. It's pretty obvious, and you know, and if he moves it, and I can see that, you know, there's no point in putting Doom on anything else other than that unit to charge something in and kill it, then, you know, just go for it. So that's my point. As soon as it looks as though they could have changed their mind, then no, I'm not allowing that. But
you kind of brought up a point as well that I want to touch on there. Like, the game has maybe progressed to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. You're getting your butt kicked now. Maybe I'm down to one knight who's on like 50% of his wounds, and the guy's just rolling it out now. And we're going through, you know, this is how it is. This is my life. Going through the stages. It's like, do you mind if I go back and cast? Dude, fill your boots. It means I get to go off the table soon as you're on. Like, sure, I've got a knight. You've got your army. It's cool. Yeah. But I think at some point I do just go, yeah, have it. Yeah. I think whilst the game's still in contention, I am a little bit tighter though.
Yeah. Like I said, there's definitely it's not what we're saying is that, you know, don't be an idiot or whatever. You know, there is a time to pull people up and say no. It's just you know, be reasonable about it. You know,
and if you're not
if that was always the obvious choice and that's what they were going to do in the first place, just let them do it. Don't catch them out of the technicality. No one feels good. You don't feel good by doing it. They don't feel good that you've done it. So
some people do.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. So the article's there for you guys to go and read, and there are plenty of conversations for you to join in with and express your opinion on it. And please do. We like to see what everyone's got to say, and it is quite interesting for us as TOs to see what the kind of general consensus is. So.
Up a link as well, so if you haven't already seen it and you want to see it, just click on the link and you'll be taken to the Glasshammer page to be about the look.
Yeah, nice, I like it. The next thing I wanted to move on to was, and it's something that divides the community again, two controversial subjects in one video, I know. But it's Chessclocks. So,
like the way you divide the community and the time. I like it, it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So So I've seen a lot of things recently, and it's not recently. It's always been an issue in the game of people running out of time. We certainly had an issue with it at the Glasshammer Open.
It was something as well that came up multiple Warhammer GTs as well. Like, they had to change the entire point structure of their tournament because they were having that many issues.
Yeah, and it's just, you know what? It's such a big issue in the game, and like my opinion on it is that Chessclocks just solve everything. All these issues, Chessclocks fix. And
you know what else fixes that? Plain knights.
Yeah, everyone just play knights.
Just knights. Hey, knights versus knights is even faster. What more do you want? We could play like 10 games.
You could do that. We could enforce that. I'm sure we could sell some tickets for that event. But
you probably would.
So what I'm thinking that we're looking at of enforcing from St George's Champion is that the top 5 tables have to use Chessclocks.
Only the top 5. That's interesting.
Yeah, so we do, I don't want to. You're always going to have those guys. I understand that there are different people that come to tournaments and they have, they just want to roll dice. They want to drink some beer. They want to chill out. I don't want to put that time constraint on those people.
Well, how about, like, for example, in our tournament where we allow people to grudge and the grudges go to the top tables, would we identify those maybe potentially horde lists that we're like, well, we want to make sure that your opponent gets the most out of this, so we will assign you this. Maybe have a model count limit. Like if you have over 100 models, you must do this, or if you have over 100 shots per turn, you must use this. Something along those lines. Like saying the top 5 tables to me, well, the top 5 tables could be knights as one army, and then choose another army that plays really fast.
Yeah, I understand.
How many other armies play really fast? Bloody hell, there aren't many. Necrons, because they lose really fast. There you go. Well, there's like 5 Necron players versus 5 Knight players. Like.
Well, the thing is, we want to enforce it on the top tables, just because that's we're effectively that's the area where you're going to win a tournament from, is the top 5 tables, and we're giving out prizes to these people who are podiuming. And I don't want to give prizes. I don't want to reward someone who's not won a game fairly. We want to encourage fair play, and we want to encourage good games. And I think Chessclocks make sure of that. So it just makes the game fair. So what we want to do is we're going to start with the top 5 tables, and we'll get some extra ones as well, and say. If someone requests a chess clock for a game, then the 2 people have to use the chess clock. If you rock up to the you could be on table 60, and if the person rocks up with Orks, with 500 Orks, and you can just go, yeah mate, I'm chess clocking that, and then we'll get a chess
and to encourage it as well, just be like, don't be shy here, use it please. Like,
do you know what, guys, right? And do you know what? When I floated this idea past Manny, this was a while ago, he was dead set against it. He was like, no, I hate chess clocks, I'll never use a chess clock, I hate that idea, let's come up with something else. But I was like, look, he'd come round for a practice game, and I was like, so I downloaded an app, a free app on my phone, and I said, let's just use it, let's try it, see what happens. And do you know what? It's great, because you play differently. And it adds another level of excitement to the game.
It's like when you get down to the last half an hour of the round, you're like, shit, I gotta go, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, I've got 10 minutes. Imagine on the stream. We're streaming a game, and we've got all these people watching, and Manny's playing Alex, and you're like, oh, okay, so it's round 4. Manny's only got 15 minutes left on his chess clock. Does he spend the time now, or does he try and give himself extra time end of game so he can try and think about what he's doing and make sure he's setting objectives, that kind of thing? And it adds another level of excitement, certain tactics as well. I love them. I think they're great. I've played games with them.
I thought using the terms chess and clock would be used together with excitement.
I know. It's strange. Yeah. I know, but guys, all we want is your opinions on chess clocks, because I think they're brilliant. But please don't just if you've not used them before, please don't just say, oh no, I hate chess clocks, because that's exactly what Manny did, and he's changed his mind completely. He thinks they're a great idea now, just from having a couple of practice games with them. So
that's because Manny's always been a horde player, so in his mind he must have seen them as negative. He's like, man, I play fast already, and now you're trying to make me play faster.
Yeah.
Manny's actually one of the fastest horde players that I know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's he'll pretty much always finish his game, and you know what? Manny's such a good player as well that he can read the game quite quickly, and I've seen him before in tournaments. Just go, look mate, there's half an hour left, I've got a horde, but and he's read the game, and he's gone, do you know what, I'm just going to win end of game anyway, and he's gone, I just give up my turn 4. Go on, I give up my turn, you have your turn, just so he can spend a little bit of extra time on turn 5. And I've always, Manny pretty much always finishes, even with these big horde armies, because he does love them. So but no, please practice, guys. Just next time you're having a practice game, download an app on your phone. There's loads of free ones. Try it and let us know what you think.
Definitely.
Please do, because and hopefully you'll see just how good they are. Lovely. Right. So last thing on the agenda now. We won't keep you much longer. We want to talk about ETC recruitment. And the big ETC teams out there. The ETC was what, 3 months ago now. So everyone who's gone has probably had a bit of a break, played some fun games, that kind of thing. But it's right at this moment. This is when the captains are starting to think about team members, and they're going to want to start holding practice weekends, that kind of thing. Ad, I know you know a lot about how the different teams do a lot of their recruitment. If you want to take it away and just let people know how they can get involved with it.
So I'm just going to talk about the main ones out of the UK that are quite easily accessible for like myself or someone on the mainland. So I'm sorry to the Irish, but I don't know a lot about their recruitment. So it's mostly going to be the Scottish, the Welsh, and the English that we're going to be talking about. I also wanted to talk about why we're bringing this up. So at Glasshammer, we are the home of the ETC. We run ETC events. Yes, we are trying ITC, but it's just to see how it goes. We predominantly do run ETC, and we want people to understand why. So it's just a new experience for people. Like the ETC, as you said, Dan, was a couple of months ago, and if you could describe it in one word, how would you describe the tournament?
Oh, awesome.
One word.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. It's just great fun.
Yeah,
Recommend it to anyone.
That's kind of my point. This event is one of the biggest events of the year. You get some of the best players from across the world come in, play each other, and then all get drunk, have some great food, and you're there with your mates a lot of the time as well. You rarely see someone who gets taken, who's a good player, who is not fun to be around. Like I went in 2017, I only kind of knew Manny and Dan. I had heard of Alex, I hadn't actually met him, and same with most of the other team. And it was awesome. It was absolutely incredible. I had an amazing time over in Croatia. It was Spain. It was great, and I couldn't capture that same feeling at any other tournament.
No,
because it's not the same.
No, do you know what? You can go to as many singles tournaments as you want, but nothing.
You can win as many as you like.
You can win as many as you want, but nothing. No game of 40k is ever as exciting or interesting or fun as when you're playing as a team. Yeah. Team 40k is, for me, it's the pinnacle. It's as good as it gets.
And you're waiting on the edge of your seat, and you're being told loads of different information about how everyone else is getting on. It's absolutely amazing. And being part of that environment, even if you go as just a singles event and watch everything else, is also just as good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of people that go who just take part in the singles and just want to have a good time. But I want to talk about this and why we include it. It's because we want people to experience that level of passion in their hobby, that new experience, something to kind of push them to try something new, because it is that awesome. So the first team I'm going to talk about is England, because I've already brung them up. You and me both played for them, went to Six Nations and things.
Yeah.
So the captain there is Josh Roberts. He has a Facebook group for Team England. Let's have a look, see if I can find a link for that. There we go.
Yeah, I believe you have to be invited into the group. I don't think you can just join it. But
so there is a community page where you can say, so we can get you in on there, and then there's
everyone's happy to add you in. Get in touch with anyone. I mean, Josh primarily. He's the captain. Please ask him any questions or anything you've got. He's a great guy. He'll answer any questions you've got if you're interested in joining it at all. But if you can't get in touch with Josh, please message the vice captain Anthony Chu, or you could message Glasshammer. We're happy to
point you in the right direction.
Point you in the right direction. Answer any questions you've got, and we just a lot of people think of the ETC groups as
this really elite thing.
Quite closed off and all that, but that's not the case. I go around these different clubs. I travel a lot for work, so I tend to go into these different clubs that I'm near, and I go in there and I'm talking to people and I'm meeting these really good players, and they're all really interested. They just don't know how to get into it. So please talk.
And if you see someone wearing a top, don't be afraid to speak to that person at an event. Like, we're nice guys. Like, doesn't matter which team you go for, they're all absolutely lovely.
Yeah. Like I said,
apart from Harrison, avoid that guy. That's not good.
Yeah. No, Harrison's great. If he's winning,
Yeah, he is.
you can go and ask him whatever you want and everything like that. But if he's losing his game,
yeah, it's very true.
Probably come and talk to me or Ad instead.
So yeah, that's how you kind of get onto Team England, and he has his own set process of how you apply, and like you just got to prove that you're playing. That's the most important thing for Team England. Like, show that you have experience with the list or the army that is that you enjoy playing with.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
You haven't got to be playing the top list, you know. You haven't got to be playing Eldar or whatever, you know, because the ETC is 8 guys and you can only take a codex once.
Exactly.
You know? So there's a lot of hang on, Chew. Fun fact: ETC Team England has taken a new ETC player to the event every year for the last 6 years. There you go. Team England leading the pack of getting new players involved.
Yeah, exactly. Neil has asked, what's the ETC wise? Are you using Index Warboss on Fight to get the Relic Claw? It's a hard no. They don't allow the Index, if I'm not mistaken.
They just disallow Index options purely because they've taken the view that GW, when they're writing these codexes, are just thinking about the units that they've put in the codex. So you can come up with some real janky little combos from all these different books and everything that GW probably won't cover because it's not a book that they support anymore. Yeah. So
and you've raised a really good unit as that topic, like the War Boss. Like, he's so freaking good now tonight. We spoke about it last week, and like how good he can be. And imagine now if he moved like 14 inches in advance and charged and beat up 2 knights, I would be devastated. Oh, crap. He's faster than me, he hits harder than me, and then when I kill him, he kills me back. What's this?
Do you know what the other combo is that they're trying to rule out was the I think the Autark on a bike with a Reaper launcher that can then take the Warlord trait that lets him target characters. So you just got an Autark sitting at the back of the table with a Reaper launcher just sniping out all your characters and all that nasty business. So it's little things like that Games Workshop won't think about. They've told you that you can play with they can mix your Index and your Codex because they don't care how you play. But when we're talking competitive wise, they're releasing these FAQs to try and fix these little broken combos and all that kind of thing. They're not going to FAQ an Index option, and that's exactly why the ETC have just ruled it out and said, "This is the book you've got. Make the best list you can." Simple as that.
Yeah, so that's Team England, and great group of guys. Definitely go speak to any of them, and that rule applies to any of the teams that I'm about to speak to. So the next up is Team Wales. So Team Wales are currently undergoing a big change in their team, actually. There's been quite a few players who have moved to different areas or just not enjoying the hobby at the moment. So they're on a massive recruitment spree. They're running the Allies of Convenience GT that's coming up in December, isn't it? It's the start of December, first weekend?
Yeah, I believe it's the 1st and the 2nd, the first weekend.
Yeah, so it's the 1st and 2nd December. It's currently run by Gaz Jones and who else is there? Simon Weeks. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I believe Gaz is currently the team captain. He's also another lovely guy. You should go speak to him if you're interested in playing Team Wales. And he's really looking to get local players in because a lot of the people, although they do come from England, he would like to see what the local talent brings up because there's a lot of places in Wales that are quite remote, so people might only play against friends. But it's an open invite, so if you're nearby, if you consider yourself partly Welsh because you married someone who's Welsh and you're interested in it, definitely get involved. Go to the tournament, speak to them. And they've also got a Facebook page, which I've linked in there now, so you can go check them out and see what they're like.
You are on top of these links, mate. You're on fire. I'm loving it.
On top of the links, mate. I love a good link.
Great admin.
And yeah, they are so much fun, the Welsh team as well. I think they drink almost the most, if not more than most of the other teams, put together.
Well, no. There's one team on the list that you're about to go through that I think top.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Wales don't even come close to those, but yeah.
But yeah, the Welsh are a lovely group of guys. Adam Ryland's been a predominant player in the scene for a long time in there as well. Ramsey, who's played recently for them, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet across the table. He's very polite and he's always open to speak to. So yeah, definitely check them out. And they've got a dragon as a logo. Like, you can't really go wrong with that, can you? That's pretty awesome. Yeah. And then there's Team Scotland. So there's the link for Team Scotland. And I think they're possibly the most open about their recruitment because they use like a priority list of how well do you do. So when you attend events, you actually earn points at the event. They enter it in, and then in the spreadsheet they work out, which is always viewable all year round. It's regularly updated. They say, okay, well, these players get to make it, and then I believe they choose their last 2 players.
Yes.
And they've also had a really strong team, and they did really well this year at ETC as well.
They did awesome this year. Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. I think it's one of their best results as well that they've done, and that's with their captain falling asleep during picks.
Tim is that good. He can fall asleep during pairings and still nail it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, absolutely great team. Really friendly bunch of guys. Yeah. They drink more than most other people as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're a great group. And where they are so open about getting involved, if you are interested, post up on their page, ask how do I start earning points, how do I get picked? Because a lot of the time when I speak to people about ETC, they're like, yeah, but I just don't know how to get involved. This is how you get involved. You go to their Facebooks, you speak to the people wearing the shirts, or someone rolling dice and you notice it's got a Scottish flag on it. Dude, where'd you get that dice? Actually, I played it for Team Scotland. Ah, cool, I've always wanted it. You just get involved that way. Because everyone wants to meet you. Everyone wants to talk about ETC because it's one of the most exciting things in the hobby for us. Everyone is so passionate, and we want you guys to experience that.
Yeah.
So that's why the ETC is so special for us, and why it has such a big heart in Glasshammer.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, you know, we've thrown a few names out there of people you can get in touch with, but you know, I know a lot of people don't like to talk to people they don't know or whatever. But you know, hopefully you've kind of gotten to know us over the past few months. So if you're interested, please talk to us
about any of the teams as well. Like if you're interested in Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Spain, whoever, we will have the links to get you to where you want to go.
Yeah, we're happy to answer any questions and put you in touch with the relevant people, whoever you want us to talk to. We'll introduce you, and but I guarantee
it will
you
cost
that
you a pint.
yeah. If you make the team, then a few pints, but like I said, we'll put you in touch with anyone. We'll introduce you to them, and yeah, hopefully you'll do really well, skyrocket, and we'll see you in one of these amazing countries that we go to every year.
Yeah.
So, lovely. Right then, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. I think we've. I don't know how long this video's gone on. I bet it's a really long time. But yeah, that is your weekly roundup, guys. Please let us know if.
Are you not going to say hi to Diane? She's very kindly said hello to us. Diane Bates, how you doing?
Hi, Mum.
There's Mum. Hey, Mum. Like Mum's enjoying some wine right now.
Yeah, Bailey's or gin. Yeah, gin is definitely the flavour of the month at the moment. So.
Yeah. Good times.
Lovely. Right, so like I said, guys, please let us know if you want us to talk about anything in the future. If you'd like to come on and talk about something that you're involved with, something you think we need to know, or everyone needs to know, please get in touch. Great. We will see you next week.
All right. See you next week, guys. Hey, James, and goodbye, James. Anytime. Take care.
Thanks for coming on, Ad. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all next week, guys.
See ya. Bye.